Announcing our new account management department. What's happening? I am Erik J. Olson. By the way, that is my handle on all social medias. I am Erik J. Olson. Yes, we have a new account management department. Finally. And the reason I say finally twice is because we have been working on trying to solve this problem for quite some time. Now, here's the problem that has happened. There's really two flavors, two symptoms, I should say, of the problem as we've encountered it here at Array Digital. The first is that we will do good things, or we need to communicate with our client, and everybody in the past kind of assumed that it was someone else that would do it. They point the finger. Not even really point the finger. They just assume someone else would do it. And it wasn't their responsibility because it wasn't. We didn't have anyone with the title of account manager. So, one symptom was that we weren't communicating with our clients. And that's a problem. So if we needed something and we didn't ask for it, or we didn't get back to them in time, or we were doing good things, which happened a lot of times. We were actually doing good things for them, but we just didn't tell them. Well, guess what? If you don't communicate, that's a problem. The second symptom of the problem was over communicating with the client through multiple points of contact. And in particular, what I'm talking about is where in the company, we would have cross communication with the client. So they would hear from our project manager. They would hear from our accounting department. They would hear from our web developer. They would hear from the salesperson. They would hear from me. They'd hear from Kevin. And guess what? We were all saying a different thing to them. Now, sometimes it was completely different because we didn't coordinate. Sometimes it was just a little different. But imagine how confusing it must have been for our clients when 5 people are dumping information on them, all requesting their time, all requesting their attention, and then we give them different messages. What are they to do? I don't know. I mean, they could believe all of us. They could believe none of us. They could believe the last person that they spoke to on a particular subject, the first person. Who knows, right? So these were two symptoms of the problem, the communication problem that we had. Now, we have a tenet here at Array Digital, which is constant communication. We want to constantly communicate with our clients. We do not want them in the dark, because that is one of the major complaints that we hear in the sales process about other agencies that our prospects have worked with in the past or are currently working with, is that no one talks to them. They're working with a big corporation and they don't have an account manager, and they basically have to call into an 800 number. Or if they're dealing with a smaller agency, no one really reaches out. They don't really know what's going on. They're not really sure. No one's keeping tabs. Like, they just don't know. And if you don't communicate with your clients, or you cross communicate and incorrectly communicate with your clients, it's almost as bad of a problem. So we needed to solve this. So we opened up a position. Initially, it was called the client satisfaction or client success. I think it was client success position, but I realized we needed a much more direct, explicit title. And so Kayla is our new account manager, and I did that for a couple of reasons with that title. I've already expressed why we hired her and the position, the problem that we were trying to solve. Title wise, I want to make it super clear. In particular, in the organization, within the company, she is the account manager. There is no doubt now. So there's no doubt who should be communicating with our clients, and also who should not. And what I mean by that is, if you're not the account manager, but there's something you want to talk to the client about, you need to run it by the account manager. Let the account manager know what's going on, not the other way around. The account manager doesn't come to everyone in the company to see if there's something they should know. You go to the account manager, you say, hey, I need to talk to Bob for X, Y, and Z. And now the account manager is looped in. You have to keep the account manager looped in. Kayla reports to Jamal. Jamal is the really the accounts director, but we've given him an updated title of operations manager. But accounts is definitely his responsibility. So we have 2 people that are fully responsible for accounts, Jamal and Kayla, and they are doing an amazing job. Kayla has a master's in communication, and guess what? We need help in communications. Communications is always the problem. But hopefully, we've solved it here now at Array Digital. Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1,000,000 Journey: How to Launch a Seven-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1,000,000 business. It took me 8 years and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1,000,000 Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.